Hello everyone, hope you're having a wonderful day. Disclaimer, not monetizing the video, so that way no one tries to come at me for this one. This one is just going to be addressing an issue. I just want to talk about it. It's a pretty big issue, to be honest, for Hasbro, that they kind of should address, or at the very least they should just fix the issue if they don't want to address it, which is in regards to the Pro Series. Now, of course, you know, I need to mention this as well, that Hasbro and TT do things. Sometimes they do mistakes. This is one of them. If I recall, I think it was in the dual layer. Wasn't it dual layer? It was like Victory Valkyrie or something, or the Valkyrie.
Valkyrie.
And they had to recall it because of the teeth.
It was B35?
Or something like that, right?
Or 33.
I don't know. But what was the issue?
Was the layers wasn't reinforced, so
It wasn't durable, right?
yeah, that wasn't durable. So Takatomi took like a month and a half and did a new mold that we reinforced.
Yeah. So again,
The blue Valkyrie.
the Victory, yeah. So again, like Hasbro and TT both do faults, and I can't really like be that harsh as well, because you also got to consider that the Pro Series system is the first time they're ever doing teeth, right? So obviously to transition to that, it's going to be very difficult for them. Now with that being said, I want to give some backstory as well, and I will be leaving links in the description for need be, for like any stuff I mentioned or any videos that really do a good job going over it. But let's give a backstory to what Pro Series is and kind of what Hasbro's also done in the past. So for those that don't know, the Metal Fusion, Metal Masters, and when it came to Metal Fury, right? So this was a previous generation, before Burst. The Metal Fury base had the issue where, in a sense, they were super nerfed, parts weren't correct, people hated it. So then, Hasbro did like, what was it, Hyper Blades, which was like the base properly, like with the 4D gimmicks, like the special gimmicks and whatever. Not to go too crazy, because I know not too many people understand what I'm saying, but like, to fix it. And there's also some Beyblade Legends, which is not really related, but in the sense Legends as well was like the idea that, well, Legends was like remakes of like the older stuff, but also like proper colors for the base. Because Hyper Blades 2 was, I think they were recolors, they weren't even the right color.
Yeah.
So just to get that out of the way, So in Pro Series is the same in the sense that they did like this weird thing, people weren't a fan, people wanted the gimmicks. They listened and they did it. However, there is an issue at hand that I feel we need to go over, and I should say it like this as well. This is not like, oh, I hate Hasbro or whatever. I've seen people who don't even like care that much about Hasbro saw this thing in like some poor like boycott campaign, like poorly thought out just for clout. The thing with this video that makes it a big difference is that we're gonna look at the issue, what is causing the issue, and try to give a solution and what they should do. So let's talk about it. So my father will help afterwards when we get to that portion, but this is a Shore D, was a durometer, which you can see right here. So this is to measure hardness. So this is like for plastic and rubber, right?
Yeah, it's the D. The D, so there's different classes for test. There's A, B, C, and D. The D is just plastic and rubber.
So we're going to be taking a look at the actual layers themselves, and they all have the same issue, where basically the teeth has the issue of wearing down. So just to show a little bit closer, if you notice, right, I'm going to go side by side right now because I actually have the TT1 with me. We'll measure afterwards when I show it. If we look side by side, so this is TT and this is Hasbro. Now if you notice, the lines here that are a little bit more white than they should be compared to the TT one, those are stress marks because it's been worn. So here's the thing, if the Pro Series base didn't work with TT but they worked with their own system, that would be fine, and honestly I don't care. But the issue is that they don't even work with their own system. Okay, so just to explain, the first one we are doing is TT, that's the one that he's holding. Now TT has a total of, on that spot, we are looking at 4.5. Just do it again on the TT just to make sure. Like do it on the same spot, just to make sure.
It varies.
Yeah, it varies, but Just do it on
I
the...
think 9 is more the constant numbers I saw before.
So 9 is like the constant for TT. 9 is like the constant for the hardness. Now for Hasbro, do it around the same spot. So we can already see the issue. If the consistency, we'll say, is 9 and that's 7,
7.
what do you think the issue is?
The density on the plastic
The plastic is like weaker, so...
is not as dense. Give me another one.
Okay, so move it. So this is TT, so we're gonna take that away.
I want the same spot.
So this is TT and this is Hasbro. You can tell because there's the stress marks on there.
So I'm gonna go
So we're gonna show it.
same spot. You can see.
You got, yeah, because you gotta show it. So hold it there. We'll say 11. We'll say 11 is the constant in the thing, because obviously your hand shakes, so it goes down for a second. So we'll say 11 is the constant. 10, 10.5, 9. So we'll say maybe 9.5. I see 8. I see 8. Try it again on the Hasbro just to make sure. 7, 8, 7, 6, 5. Is it in? We'll just, okay. The point for the Valkyrie extends.
The difference is always 2-3 points. You can do the other one.
Let me just double check. Because the thing is, yeah, these things are so close. Right, Hasbro. So that's Hasbro, and this is TT.
So we're gonna...
Well, either way, we would tell, because one would have the higher value, no?
Yeah, it's gotta be here because it's all...
Make sure it's flipped. So we'll just say 10, 11, highest was 11. Make sure it's in. So do it again. Do it again just to make sure.
Only this part here.
You saw that it went to 11, which we'll 9.5.
9.5. That's normally the numbers is around 9.
Then after, let's... Yeah, you can tell right away. 7, 8.5, 8.
It's all over. And different areas.
Yeah, and different areas are obviously going to vary.
2-3 points.
There's also these, which for these ones there's no point to doing because we don't have the counterparts for them. But
we have the black one.
And it's not that I even just don't want to do it on the black one. It's just because we've already done these two. What I really want to show is actually the extreme wear because these two have had the most. So if we look at it, you'll notice there is a lot of stress on these two in specific. So we've just shown that the issue is the hardness of the plastic. They're using a softer plastic, which is creating this issue of it being just not easy to use. Because for an example, right? If I put like a Pro Series driver on like a TT bay, there's honestly like nothing wrong with it. It kind of fits well. I think because the drivers are so close to the TT ones that it's really just causing the wear, just because the drivers are closer to TT than like, let's say the regular, because Hasbro drivers, right? Because Hasbro had the slope system, their drivers use like this a softer like spring and everything, right? So that's why you obviously can't put TT drivers on Hasbro bays on the slopes because they wear. But for this one, you can't even put the Pro Series system driver or really any because they're just gonna eventually wear down. I think also a big issue as well, and I have to say this, right, is the sort of dash driver. So I've already shown it in the original video, but even though this is not a main issue, I feel like it still should be addressed. So the dash drivers for Hasbro just kind of have the red cap. They don't have like the golden spring that all, you can see it's gold in there. They don't have it, so it seems like this was maybe on purpose for the dash if you think about it. What do I mean by this, you might be asking? What I think is that on purpose, they made sure the dash driver was not a dash driver. That way, it wouldn't kill the teeth even faster, because a tighter spring, more reinforced and everything. Fair to make the assumption. Okay, so I've just addressed the issue. We've went over it. We've shown what's the main issue. It's plastic. The plastic is not as hard and not as durable. So where do we go from here? What can they do? Very simply, if they don't want to do the post, they can just simply just do a reissue of the thing eventually, and then after they can say, hey, you know, we knew about this thing and we're just trying to fix it and we just want to do that. Because obviously, I'm not going to like ignore stuff. Like if there's a blaring issue for Hasbro, there's a blaring issue for Hasbro. TT, And it's for the benefit too, because I want, obviously, like, I don't want Beyblade to fail or whatever, and I want people to enjoy the stuff that they're getting. So it has to be fair. Like, again, like I'll mention, like TT for an example. MFB Remix, it's sad to say, but poorly executed by TT for the new system. Breakage issues on some of them. Really just a bad idea of the paint. But you can see that, again, both of them are not perfect. I don't want people to think, oh, TT doesn't do any flaws. Oh, TT's amazing. Oh, I hate Hasbro because they don't do the gimmicks or whatever, right? Because I keep on hearing it. Both of them are not perfect. This is just to address the thing. I think if they make the plastic a little bit tougher, and I feel like they should put out a statement, and I'm saying this honestly because people know about the issue. I've already seen people do essays explaining their like frustration with the issue. There's a lot, and the thing is this, it's like if they try to censor posts where you can't reply, or purposely like in videos showcasing it, they just don't mention the fact that, hey, by the way, there's a small issue right now, but you know, like people are gonna catch on. They're gonna catch on and they're gonna be like, well, what's the point? Now, let's try to turn this something else. Is there anything good for the pros? So we've talked about the issue with the teeth. Are they even worth getting? Well, for these two that come in the Elite Champions battle set, the stadium is still solid. Stadium is solid. There's zero issues with the stadium. Very good stadium. Launchers are perfectly fine. Again, the only issue is specifically the layers. Like these discs you can use on anything. There's no issue. I haven't seen any issue. The tips, well, the tips can't really. Yeah, that's another thing too. They've just, I don't know why they did this, because they're just limiting themselves by doing the teeth, which wouldn't be an issue if they just were exactly like TT. Because they purposely like restricted themselves by doing this, because if they had slopes, like, honestly, I think it'd sell even more. Because if you have slopes, that means you open up the compatibility with the system for other stuff. And then after you could do like cho-z Achilles, proper gimmicks and everything, but with the slopes I can put it on like a hypersphere tip or a speed storm tip. But when you have the teeth, and the teeth can't even work with the TT stuff, and they can't even work with themselves, again, that's where the issue lies. Now, I am curious in the comments if anyone's had similar issues on wear or stress, and when do you think it happened? Now, for me personally, I've seen people where it's happened in like 12 minutes. I've seen people where it's happened within an hour. And, you know, for me, I've seen it through the long duration of doing battles. And I haven't been silent about this. I've been saying in like the videos, like, yeah, they really need to get on this. Hopefully, they can address it and fix this issue. I have good faith in Hasbro. I don't have any reason to doubt that they'll eventually fix this. Because again, this is just a Wave 1 issue. Even the cho-z Achilles and cho-z Valtryek, obviously, these are just Wave 1. Maybe Wave 2 doesn't get it fixed, but I'm hoping like the future waves get this fixed, and I think they're gonna be on the right track. That's why I wanna leave it off on, again, because I feel like there's a little bit too much thrown on Hasbro for like negativity, and it's honestly just like, it's gotta at least make some sense if you wanna criticize, right? So thank you all for watching. Stay safe during these times. And again, I cannot stress this is not negativity. This is just constructive criticism. This is the issue. Hopefully they can fix it. And that'll be it for now. So thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.